So, Apple, everyone's favorite company, just secretly announced a new iPad is on the way, and I'm going to tell you why you should not upgrade. What's up, everybody? Anthony Olan here, back with another video. It's earlier than normal for when I'm making this video, early in the morning. So you might hear some noise like the garbage truck is out there handling its business. But I want to talk about Apple with the announcement or secret announcement of the new iPad. And I say secret because I don't recall any Apple keynote presentation or anything like that for the new iPad. And I remember there was a rumor that there was going to be an Apple presentation in October, which today's what, October 16, October 16, and no Apple event as far as I can see. But what they are releasing next week, Wednesday, the 23rd, is an iPad mini with a A17 Pro chip. And I put Pro in quotation marks because the upgrade between an iPad mini 6, which is what I actually have right now, I currently have an iPad mini 6 right here. The only difference really between the 6 and the new A17, which I don't even know if it's going to be called iPad mini 6 A17 Pro or if it's considered iPad mini 7. A lot of people on YouTube saying it's iPad mini 7, but there isn't much difference in terms of upgrading from one to the other. And I'm going to show you here the differences, if there are any really, as well as comparing it to an iPad Air 13 with the M2 chip, because there are some similarities between the A17 Pro Mini and the Air 13 with the M2 chip. So I have my screen with the Apple website here. So here we have the iPad I have, which is the Mini 6th generation. Then you have the Mini A17 Pro and the Air 13. Now I'm gonna skip the colors. They come in mostly the same ones. You have a black one, a blue one, a purple one, etc. Screen size is the same for the two minis, obviously 8.3, both with liquid retina display, both with the P3 wide color, whatever that means, both with the True Tone, and both with the whatever that says, anti-reflective coating. It's early. I'm tired. Anti-reflective coating. So all models so far with the ones I'm comparing have this, with the exception of the Air being slightly bigger with the 13-inch screen. Now, here's where you get some slight differences in the chip powering the device, but it's not that much different either, because the Mini 6th generation has an A15, the A17 Pro has the A17 Pro, and the M2 has the M2. But look at the difference here in the specs, at least with the two minis, right? Nothing really. They both have the same core CPU. They both have the same core neural engine. So what is the difference here exactly? Sure, you get the Apple Intelligence with the newer iPad mini, but I have the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I'm gonna have my Apple Intelligence there once Apple finally drops it, which we're still waiting for that Apple. I don't need it for my mini. I don't even use my mini as much as I use my phone, so I'm okay there. I was hoping for a difference in camera specs, and that's not the case here because, again, they both have the 12 megapixel wide camera on the back. They both have 4K video. They both have the 12 megapixel ultra wide front camera with center stage on both iPad minis. If you don't know, center stage is when you keep your iPad in place, and if you move around, the camera will digitally follow you. I wish the iPhone had that for FaceTime, but it does have center stage. As far as I know, center stage is only a feature on FaceTime calls and maybe like Zoom or something. You can't do it for like video recording, which would have been awesome. Maybe there's an update for that and I haven't experienced it. I don't know, but moving on, they all have USB-C. They all have the fingerprint reader rather than a face unlock. I actually prefer the fingerprint reader anyway. Landscape stereo speakers, 2 microphones, same thing. The Wi-Fi is slightly different. So the iPad mini 6th generation has Wi-Fi 6. The newer one coming out next week will have the 6E. I don't even know the massive difference between 6 and 6E. I don't even think I have 6E available, so there's that. My iPad is 5G compatible. I do have an option to put a cellular plan on it. But here's where things get interesting, because my iPad does have support for the Apple Pencil 2nd generation, which is only like $100 and it charges by attaching it to the side. But the new iPad mini will not have support for this pencil. It needs to use the Apple Pencil Pro, which costs quite a bit more. And it also has support for the previous iPad Pencil, the USBC one, which would be completely useless because you need to plug the first generation Apple Pencil into a Lightning device to charge it, which I don't think you can charge it to like the Lightning wall adapter and have it just like, you know, brick sticking out with the pencil. You have to, I think, plug it to another Lightning device like a phone or an iPad. So why would you use first generation Pencil USB Lightning for a USB-C iPad? You're gonna end up going for the Pencil Pro, and that's probably Apple's way of tricking you to make you buy the more expensive pencil, which makes me want to ask, did you need a pencil for the iPad? I only have this one because I used to have an iPad Pro before I sold it to my older brother because he wanted one and we made a deal. And I kept the pencil because I wanted to use it for my notes, I do my budget every other week when I get paid. I write them down in my notes. I sometimes use my Procreate on my iPad mini, but you're gonna want a bigger iPad for something like Procreate anyway. So if you have use for a pencil, maybe you're a college student and you want to have a mini iPad, that's fine, but to make you buy the more expensive pencil is kind of ridiculous, Apple. Pretty ridiculous. Moving on, which side note, I didn't realize that the iPad Air also had support for the Pencil Pro and not the Pencil second generation, so that was news to me. But moving on, keyboard, of course the iPad Air will have the Magic Keyboard, whereas the two minis do not. I am actually getting a keyboard case for my iPad delivered tomorrow, and I'm trying to get more use out of my iPad mini. Because my MacBook Air is not the most massive laptop, but it's also much bigger than the mini, so I want to use the mini for a different setup, and also play some games on there, some of my retro games. If you know, you know. And I'd rather use a keyboard than you know, my regular case and a controller, just to make it more easier. But anyway, just a little side note. Storage, of course you will get a bit more options with the other two models. I do have the 256GB model for my mini. You can of course get the 512GB, but my iPhone is 512GB already, so, and I have 2TB of iCloud, so I don't even need to upgrade internal storage. And my iCloud only has like 500GB currently used out of the 2TB. So anyway, of course the Air, you have the additional 1TB option as well if you need that, but aside from that, that's pretty much everything that it has different, or not different, honestly. Even when I look at the power and battery, they both have the same battery, same hours of use. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I saw some videos saying that the newer iPad mini will be a gaming powerhouse, but what games are you playing on there exactly to want to use that that new chip? Asphalt, one of those racing games, or another Apple Arcade game, whatever. I do know my iPad mini struggles to do PlayStation Remote Play, which is bizarre. So if this does enable Remote Play for PlayStation to be much better, or even Xbox Cloud, and if that's something you want to do, by all means. But it's the same price, I believe, as the one that I have. My trade-in credit was only $230, so I would pay like $300 or something remaining for the mini. Well, technically, you pay the full price, and then they reimburse you for the difference from your trade-in. So that's stupid. But essentially, my point here is there's not much different here at all. Really, nothing different. I couldn't find really anything different at all. No difference in the camera. No difference in the battery, no difference in the 5G support. There's slight difference in the Wi-Fi connectivity. It has, you know, the better Wi-Fi if you have that at home, and the Apple Pencil Pro, whatever features that gives you for that. But and the Apple Intelligence. But other than that, which we don't even have Apple Intelligence yet. It hasn't been out yet, and iPhone's been out for about a month now, and we still don't have the Apple Intelligence. But there's no reason to upgrade to an iPad mini A17 Pro if you already have a iPad mini 6th generation, or an iPad Air, or an iPad Pro. But if you don't have an iPad and you say, well, I don't have one, I want to upgrade, which one should I go with? Considering there's not a price difference at all that I can tell, you would only go for the A17 Pro mini, in my opinion, if you want a mini and you want to or you want a mini but you don't care about drawing with the pencil, right? If you're someone who wants a mini but don't need an Apple Pencil, then get the 17 Pro, because you'll have the better Wi-Fi, and it's the same price anyway. You're not gonna like save money on the 6th gen mini unless you find one on like Amazon or used. But even then, with the recommendation of buying a mini 17 Pro without the pencil, I still can't justify it for that reason, because again, the 6th generation mini is same price. Maybe you can find it cheaper on Amazon, maybe, and you're not getting much different specs. Maybe you want a bigger iPad, maybe you want the iPad Air. I think the cheapest is what, 800? Wow, it's actually pretty expensive. Although I'm wondering, can you even buy a Mini 6 anymore? Let me check that real quickly before I end this video. Can I buy an iPad Mini 6? I don't think you can. This is the new one. So maybe that's their other trick. They removed the Mini 6 on purpose so that your only option is the Mini 7 Pro or 17 Pro. But yeah, the page only takes you to the newer model. Oh wait, let me go here. Shop iPad. Let me see. iPad Mini. That's the newer one. So you can't even buy an iPad Mini 6th generation anymore, and that came out only what, 2-3 years ago. Apple, are you serious right now? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so you can't even buy, let me stop the recording on my screen. You can't even buy the the iPad Mini 6th generation anymore. You're now stuck with the A17 Pro model. So my advice before I end this video is, if you want an iPad Mini, look on Amazon first for a 6th generation, see if it's cheaper, save some money. If you can't find one for cheaper or you can't find one at all, then go with the 17 Pro Mini if you want an iPad Mini, because that's basically what you're stuck with. There's no other option for a Mini right now with Apple anymore. If you want something bigger, you of course have the iPad Air, the iPad Pro. I don't know what I know there's like another iPad, like a budget model iPad. What is that one? The 9th generation? Yeah, no, that's an older one. I'm just looking here on my screen. Where's the last iPad? I thought it had a different color to it. Oh, iPad 10th generation. There we go. So there's another one. 10th generation is $350. So it's the cheapest one, budget model. It's bigger than the Mini. Has an A14 chip. It has similar processors. The difference being a 4-core GPU instead of a 5-core GPU and a 16-core neural engine. Well, that's the same across the board. So you're only getting a slight difference in the core GPU, and the camera is about the same. Yeah, so the budget model iPad, the 10th generation, is about the same as the Air. The only difference is you don't get the Apple Pencil 2 support or the Pro, but it supports Magic Keyboard Folio. So not the Magic Keyboard for the Pro, but a different Magic Keyboard that Apple sells. So you might even be better off saving money even further and buying the iPad 10th generation. You also get a nice blue option as well. There's blue and red. Oh, there's a red one. Ooh, that red one's kind of nice. Is it red or pink? In between, like a watermelon color, I don't know, yellow and silver. So yeah, I say compare the iPad Mini A17 Pro and the iPad 10th generation and see if the specs are even worth the difference, because the iPad Mini is $500 for the lowest gigabyte storage, whereas the iPad 10th generation is $350. So you're saving like $150, you know, before taxes. For an iPad that doesn't even have much less specs, it's almost the same. So Apple, what are you doing? But that's my video for this morning. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna try to get this video up and running on YouTube before I go to work. So I will see you guys next time. Peace out.